$2,300. That's what average Ford owners pay their mechanic yearly. Not from bad luck, but due to a hidden dealer secret. Here are 15 tricks professional mechanics use on their own Ford trucks that they'll never share. Stick around for number 6. That trick alone could save you over $3,000. At number 15 is the throttle body carbon purge. One of the most outrageously overpriced services your Ford dealer puts on your invoice, and one of the easiest things you can do yourself in under 15 minutes. Every time your Ford runs, a fine mist of oil vapor and exhaust gas cycles back through the intake. Over time, that mist bakes onto the inside walls of your throttle body into a thick, sticky black coating. This buildup quietly strangles your engine and restricts airflow by up to 23%. That means less power, rougher idle, sluggish throttle response, and worse fuel economy. To fix this, grab a can of CRC throttle body cleaner. Make sure it's throttle body cleaner, not carb or brake cleaner, as those can damage sensors. With the engine warm and off, disconnect the air intake hose. Spray the cleaner directly onto the throttle plate and walls, then use a soft cloth or toothbrush to scrub away the buildup. Reconnect everything, start the engine, and let it idle for 2 minutes. Your dealership invoices this exact procedure at $347. They call it an induction service. Now you know how to do it yourself for $8. At number 14 is 4Scan Hidden Settings Unlock, and this might be the most powerful trick in this video. It unlocks a whole menu of features Ford quietly built into your truck and deliberately disabled before it left the factory. 4Scan is a free software tool built specifically for Ford that connects directly to your truck's internal computer systems through your OBD2 port. Unlike generic scan tools, 4Scan talks to nearly every single module in your vehicle. Buried inside those modules are settings Ford switched off, not because they don't work, but because enabling them costs the dealership money. Here's what you can unlock. Permanently disable auto start-stop, for good. Enable real coolant and cylinder head temp readings instead of that useless normal bar. Reset your transmission's adaptive shift table when it starts hunting gears. Enable auto-folding mirrors, Bambi mode for high beams with fogs, window roll-up from your key fob, and steering wheel heater controls directly on your main screen. All of this costs $15, the price of a compatible OBD2 adapter from Amazon. Download 4Scan free at 4scan.org, plug in, and in 20 minutes your truck becomes a completely different machine, the one Ford should have sold you in the first place. At number 13 is the MAF sensor clean. A $7 fix your Ford dealership has turned into a profitable scam. The MAF sensor sits between your air filter and throttle body, measuring exactly how much air flows into your engine so the ECU calculates the right fuel mixture. When it gets coated in dust, oil vapor, and road grime, it feeds your computer bad data. Your engine starts running rich, idling rough, hesitating under acceleration, and bleeding you dry at the pump. During one of our client interviews, an owner reported a 19% boost in fuel economy from just this single fix. To clean this sensor, be sure to use CRC MAF sensor cleaner only. Never carb or brake cleaner, as they leave a residue that can permanently ruin the sensor's accuracy. Start with the engine off and fully cooled. Unplug the MAF sensor harness, remove the sensor using a Torx screwdriver, and hold it over a clean towel. Spray 10 to 15 quick bursts of cleaner directly onto the hot wire elements. Don't touch or wipe them. Let the sensor air dry completely for 30 minutes before reinstalling. Your dealership charges $220 for this, and half the time they simply clean it, reinstall it, then tell you they replaced it. At number 12 is the PCV catch can hack, and this tiny upgrade can save EcoBoost owners from a very expensive problem. On these engines, the PCV system routes oily vapor back through the intake, and over time that oil can help create carbon buildup on the intake valves. Because EcoBoost engines use direct injection, fuel does not wash over the intake valves to keep them clean. That carbon buildup can restrict airflow, hurt performance, cause rough idle, and eventually require walnut blasting to remove it. The simple fix is to install a small inline filter in the PCV hose so it catches some of that oily vapor before it reaches the intake. Cut the PCV hose, insert the inline filter between the crankcase side and the intake side, and secure both ends tightly with small hose clamps. Make sure the filter's flow direction points toward the intake, then check it at every oil change and empty or replace it as needed. It is cheap, easy to empty during oil changes, and many owners use this kind of setup to slow carbon buildup over time. Spending just a few dollars now can help you avoid a much bigger cleaning bill later. For a small mod, the payoff can be huge. At number 11 is the ECU Tune Stage 1. In simple terms, it means reprogramming your Ford's engine computer to make better use of the power already built into the engine. The ECU controls fuel delivery, ignition timing, and on turbo engines, boost pressure. A Stage 1 tune is the basic level of tuning and is usually made for an otherwise stock vehicle, so major hardware changes are typically not required. Why do owners do it? Because the factory tune is conservative. Ford leaves room for emissions compliance, varying fuel quality, weather conditions, and long-term durability. A Stage 1 tune adjusts those settings for better throttle response and stronger performance. On many turbocharged vehicles, a Stage 1 tune can deliver noticeable gains in horsepower and torque, often in the 10 to 30% range, depending on the engine and tuner. The process is straightforward. Buy a tune or handheld tuner from a reputable brand, connect it to the OBD2 port, save the factory file, and flash the new software. Most tunes cost around $500 to $2,000, and many can be reversed back to stock. At number 10 is the 10R80 transmission drain and fill, and it may be the single most important maintenance service for your F-150. Ford calls the fluid in this 10-speed transmission lifetime fluid, but many experienced technicians strongly disagree. In the real world, leaving it untouched can lead to early transmission failure and a rebuild bill of between $4,500 and $6,000. By 60,000 miles, that original fluid is often dark gray and full of metallic particles from clutch wear and internal friction. At that point, it is no longer protecting the transmission. It is contributing to the damage. The safe approach is a partial drain and fill at 30,000 miles, another at 60,000, and a third service soon after. This gradual method refreshes the fluid without the risk of a full flush, which can stir up debris and shock the system. It is also critical to use Motorcraft Mercon ULV fluid only. Do not use Mercon LV and do not use a generic ATF. The wrong fluid can damage the clutch pack friction material within months. Each service takes about 20 minutes and uses roughly 5.5 quarts of fluid. For about $30, you can help prevent the kind of transmission failure that turns into a massive repair bill. At number 9 is the spark plug gap secret, and this is one of those small tricks that sounds boring until you realize how much it can change the way your Ford runs. The gap between the two tips of the spark plug plays a major role in how well your Ford runs. If that gap is too wide, the spark can struggle under load, especially during hard acceleration, towing, or boost. That can cause misfires, hesitation, rough idle, and weaker fuel economy. A common fix is to check the gap with a proper tool and set it exactly to the specification for your engine. On some turbo setups, tuners may run a slightly tighter gap to improve spark stability under boost, but that should only be done within the plug and engine manufacturer's recommended range. The process is simple. Remove the plug, measure the gap, and adjust it carefully if needed. Small changes matter, and guessing or bending the electrode too much can damage the plug. It costs almost nothing to check, but it can save you from chasing drivability problems caused by something very small. At number 8 is the throttle body reset. It is a simple relearn process that helps your Ford restore the correct idle and throttle position after the battery has been disconnected, the throttle body has been cleaned, or the unit has been replaced. The throttle body controls how much air enters the engine, and the computer has to relearn its correct idle position. When that setting is lost, the truck may idle rough, surge, hesitate, or feel unstable at low speeds. The process is simple. Make sure the throttle body is clean and connected properly. Disconnect the battery if your vehicle requires it, then reconnect it and turn the key to the on position so the system can cycle. After that, start the engine and let it idle until fully warm so the computer can relearn the baseline. This is a free fix, takes about 10 to 20 minutes, and can often solve drivability issues without a trip to the shop. At number 7 is the Big 3 grounding upgrade. This means upgrading 3 main electrical wires in your Ford so power can move more easily through the vehicle. Factory wiring is thin because it's only designed for stock use. Over time, corrosion, added accessories, and heavy electrical loads create resistance that starves your truck of power. That can lead to dimming lights, weak charging, poor electrical performance, and in some cases, slower response from systems that depend on stable voltage. The Big 3 refers to these 3 connections: battery negative to chassis ground, engine block to chassis ground, and alternator positive to battery positive. The goal is not to remove every factory wire, but to add thicker, better cables alongside the original ones or replace them correctly using quality copper wire. Many installers recommend oxygen-free copper and a wire size larger than stock because the whole point is to reduce resistance and improve current flow. To do it, measure each cable run, crimp proper ring terminals, clean each mounting point to bare metal, and bolt the new cables securely while routing them away from heat and moving parts. If you upgrade the alternator positive wire, proper fusing near the battery is strongly recommended for safety. This job usually costs around $50 to $150 in parts, and the payoff is better voltage stability, less strain on the charging system, and a stronger electrical foundation for your Ford. At number 6 is the EcoBoost Turbo Cooldown Idle Trick, and this is one of those habits that can save you from a repair bill of $2,500 to $4,000 per turbo. In simple words, this trick just means letting your Ford idle for a short time before shutting it off after the engine has been working hard. Your EcoBoost Turbo is driven by hot exhaust gas, so after towing or climbing a grade, the turbo can still be extremely hot even after you park. If you shut the engine off immediately, oil flow slows to a stop while that heat is still trapped inside the turbo housing. Over time, that leftover heat can cook the oil in the turbo bearing area, creating carbon deposits that reduce lubrication and can shorten turbo life. Now here's how to use the trick. After towing, a long uphill pull, highway boosting, or any hard run, let the truck idle for about 1 to 3 minutes before turning it off. Under very extreme use, some owners go even longer, but for most situations, a couple of minutes is a practical rule. At number 5 is the engine cover removal trick. It is simply the removal of the plastic cover on top of many Ford engines, which is usually there for appearance, noise reduction, and light protection from dust rather than for cooling. Some owners remove it because it can hold heat around the top of the engine, especially after towing, hard driving, or hot weather use. It will not add power, but it may help heat escape faster and makes it easier to inspect coils, hoses, wiring, and leaks. The process is simple. With the engine off and cool, remove the cover based on how your model is mounted, usually by pulling it up from rubber grommets or removing a few fasteners. Just make sure it is only a cosmetic cover and not part of the intake or another functional component. This trick is free, takes only a few minutes, and can make the engine bay easier to inspect and work on. At number 4 is water vapor decarbonization, and this is one of the most debated tricks in the whole video because, in some cases, it may help loosen light carbon deposits, but if done carelessly, it can damage an engine very quickly. In simple terms, the idea is that a very fine mist of water enters a fully warmed engine through the intake while the engine is running steadily. Inside the hot combustion chambers, that small amount of water turns into steam, and the steam may help loosen some carbon from piston tops, combustion chambers, and related surfaces. To do it, the engine is first brought to full operating temperature and kept running smoothly. Then only a light, controlled mist of water is introduced very slowly through the intake or a vacuum source, never poured in as a solid stream. The flow has to stay slow enough that the engine does not stumble badly or ingest too much liquid at once. The goal is to create steam gradually, not flood the cylinders. That is why this method is controversial. Done carefully, it may help in some cases, but done carelessly, it can hydrolock the engine, and that can bend connecting rods or cause major internal damage. At number 3 is fuel injector direct cleaning. This trick uses a pressurized cleaning kit to send concentrated cleaner straight through the fuel rail instead of diluting it in a full tank of gas. To do it at home, first warm up the engine, shut it off, and disable the fuel pump by removing the fuse, relay, or disconnecting the pump connector, depending on the vehicle. Then connect the cleaning kit to the fuel rail service port or fuel line, fill the canister with the correct injector cleaner, and pressurize the tool to match the fuel system. Once the kit is connected, start the engine and let it run only on the cleaning solution until the canister is empty and the engine stalls. After that, turn everything off, relieve the pressure from the tool, reconnect the fuel system, restore fuel pump power, and start the engine again while checking carefully for leaks. This is a stronger cleaning method than pour-in additives, but it only makes sense if you use the right kit, the correct adapter, and safe fuel system handling. If your engine does not have an easy service port, or you are not comfortable opening the fuel system, this is better left to a professional. At number 2 is the O2 sensor refresh. And in simple words, this means removing the oxygen sensor and soaking the sensing end overnight to loosen carbon and fuel residue that may be affecting its readings. The O2 sensor's job is to measure oxygen in the exhaust so your Ford's computer can adjust the air-fuel mixture correctly, and when the sensor gets dirty, you may notice poor fuel economy, rough running, hesitation, or a check engine light. That is why some people try this trick before paying for a replacement sensor. First, remove the sensor carefully and inspect it for heavy damage, because a cracked or dead sensor will not be fixed by cleaning. Then soak only the sensing end overnight, usually for at least 8 hours, in a cleaning liquid such as gasoline or carb cleaner type solution, while keeping the connector and wiring out of the liquid. After that, let it dry fully, reinstall it, and then clear any stored fault code or allow the ECU to relearn if the problem was only contamination and not true sensor failure. One important warning: this is more of a last attempt budget trick than a guaranteed repair, because many modern O2 sensors fail electrically, not just from dirt. Coming in at number 1 is the Italian tune-up, an old-school trick that works wonders if your truck spends most of its life doing short trips and low RPM driving. In simple terms, it means taking a fully warmed-up engine and driving it hard enough to build real heat, airflow, and combustion pressure. That extra load can help burn off some carbon and soot that builds up when an engine is constantly babied. The key is to do it the right way. Do not try it on a cold engine. Let the oil reach full operating temperature first, then use a safe, open road and give the truck a few strong pulls through the RPM range, or hold it at higher RPM under load for a short stretch. You want controlled heat, not abuse. This does not mean bouncing off the rev limiter, driving recklessly, or pretending it replaces maintenance. It will not fix worn spark plugs, bad injectors, or a real mechanical problem. But on an engine that feels sluggish from constant low-speed driving, this can sometimes help it run cleaner and respond better. There you have it, 15 tricks Ford mechanics use to keep their trucks running perfectly without paying outrageous dealership prices. Which of these hidden secrets will you try on your truck first? Let me know in the comments. If this video saved you a trip to the dealer, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another money-saving tip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.